God damn, my thing is already acting up. So, student is getting his driving shift going. We are going down to Kingsville, Edinburgh, and what was the other one? Elsa, Texas. There's actually a YouTube subscriber. I was just talking to him. He might try to meet up with us in Edinburgh. Kind of waiting to find out if he wants to meet up or not. Now, talking about the student in Edinburgh, he has his permit. Okay, I don't want to say his name and all that. You know, that part doesn't matter. He went and he got his permit outside of Swift. And, here, let me put on me, guys. He gets permit on his own, and he's oh, crap. Yeah. Hey, at least I learned how to fix it. So, I don't know what part you guys didn't hear, but he got his permit on his own, and he's thinking about going to Swift School to get his CDL. And he's kind of concerned, which I can't angle that one. Kind of concerned about the driving part of the test. And the one thing I want to say about the driving part of the test, in all honesty, okay, it is really quite easy to do. You just have to do what they say. The backing, all of it, they have a recipe, which is what I like to use or to determine. They'll tell you go up to cone X that has a weird stripe that's kind of bent, funny looking, like the Harry Potter sorting hat, and turn the wheel to this degree, back up this many times to this cone that looks like it's been murdered by some ex-girlfriend of mine. And angle the trailer somewhere else. Okay? They're going to spell it out to you so clearly that I swear a monkey could probably do it. Alright? Now, the people that generally fail truck driving school are the people that are super truckers. Okay? And I've heard this from multiple people. Not just my brother-in-law, but you always got some driver who wants to say that they know it all. They drove box trucks, or they drove a 26-foot U-Haul trailer pulling a car trailer. It's not the same thing, okay? So if you go in there thinking you know it all and you can't learn, hey Steve, first week range of Georgia, fun stuff, street line. And Hector, the express lane is not the same thing as the intermodal, but they both come out of Lancaster. They train in stick, but I think they're starting to do some autos. But a lot of schools are still strictly stick only. Yeah. But anyway, so going back on the training, when you're going through the school, because I've had this one guy asking me, along with a lot of other people asking me a lot of the same questions. When you're in school, remember the exact way they tell you to do it, and do it that way. But when you get out of the school and you get on your mentor's truck, forget everything they told you, because I don't want to leave that light on. Because if you don't forget what they told you, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself making mistakes. So when you're in school, do as they say. When you get out of school, forget everything they told you. Let your mentor teach you. Now, if you're following, if you're doing my teachings on my truck or one of my students' trucks, and hopefully as my students start to train, I'll get more and more students that have been on my truck that become mentors. I actually need to try to do some videos talking about that, me and my brother will work on some of that. When it comes to his backing, y'all, he don't need my help no more. He can swing this trailer almost as good as me, but a little slower. Yeah, I'll swing that thing like it's a Tonka toy.
Yeah.
But it's going pretty good there. See why? But when it comes to the backing and all that, when you're in school, it is really simple. Just do it the way they taught you in school. Keep it simple. All right. The pre-trip, basically, here's the thing with the pre-trip. Name everything you see. Literally, I mean, if you want to sit there and talk about the mud flap and the mud that's on the mud flap and the color of the mud on the mud flap and the rock that's sitting on the mud flap that's in the mud, you're not going to get a point for talking about that mud. You're going to get the point for talking about the mud flap.
You have to make sure that it's not cut, frayed, torn.
Yeah, you want to make sure the mud flap's not cut, frayed, and all that. But the point is, if you say something that's not part of the DOT test, you're not going to get a point against you for it. So, you know, the trick is just talk the freaking ear off that person. And if you see them checking something on that piece of paper, it means you actually hit something. And basically you just want to see them go check, 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 check all the way down the page. If they get all the way down the page, you do good. That means you done. But generally, do your pre-trip. It's not that complicated. Me and my brother-in-law were just talking about it because I got somebody on Facebook that watches my channel. He's asking me about the pre-trip. And so what me and my brother-in-law might do when it's a little bit warmer out, before we'll do a full truck and trailer pre-trip. We could even probably go through the tire shop and go look through the tires again. Kind of show what I call warning signs. Okay. Yeah, it'd be good practice for you again. Because I could look at a tire from a distance and not even be on it. Not even put my hands on it. You could ask my brother-in-law, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, "There's a bald spot on my tire," and I didn't even find the bald spot yet. I'll sit there and I can say, "Yeah, that tire most likely has a bald spot," and guess what? I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong, but it's very close. You know, you look for what I call warning signs, okay? And that tire will scream to you if it's screwed up. So me and my brother-in-law, we can sit down, we'll do a live video, or not live, because you can't do live there. GoPro video, hopefully without the humming. I've been working with my GoPro, with GoPro, it's customer service. Not sure that's good or bad or what yet, but I got 2 GoPros that are having problems. So far, they're being fantastic at getting on top of it. I gotta contact them again because I'm still having problems with one of them. But anyway, might be problems with both. I need to check that. Off topic. But I can record it using one of the other cameras I got and get that uploaded to you guys soon. Just looking at the tires, looking at warning signs, maybe even look at some trailers and things you can do to, you know, pre-trip. Now, here's the other thing. Not for your DOT test, but anytime you're out of your truck, always do what?
Pre-trip.
You're looking for what?
Warning signs.
Of anything. So, you know, when you're sitting there and you're cranking down on that trailer to bring the bring the landing gear up, you're at a great time to be able to look kind of underneath and look at your tires from a distance. You can kind of see at both tires. You can see if it's bulged or not because you're at the front cranking it. So you can just look down. You can look at, you know, the side of the trailer. You can look at the rivets. There's a lot of things you can do anytime you're ever doing anything on a truck and trailer. And it really, really speeds up your inspection process without sacrificing quality. Never sacrifice quality for speed, okay? You know, when my brother-in-law was doing his pre-trips in the beginning, oh man, I think he seriously took like 3 hours the first time.
It was a long 3 hours.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh man, you know, it's like that with every student. They're so used to trying to do it like in school that they're literally looking at one thing at a time. When there's some things you don't even need to look at, you just need to grab it and check if it's okay or not. Like a shock, I mean, you look at it real quick. If there's no fluid, move on. But you can grab that shock, you start grabbing it, shaking it, as your other hand sitting on that, on your steering shaft, checking for that while your eyes are looking at your cotter pins. That's an example, okay? So, I mean, you can really get your pre-trip going pretty quick that way. Going on the road for training in Fontana. Hey, good luck, man. Watch out for me. Hey, Laura, what's up? This is Laura's family. Dave, Dopey Duck.
Yeah.
None of their kids like beans. Like, when I made Texas-style chili and some Frito pie.
Yeah.
Okay. They looked up Frito pie, which is a Texas-style dish. And they are like, oh, that's the most disgusting food listed for Texas. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Okay? It is not disgusting. It is delicious. But their kids absolutely despise beans. And I'm still flabbergasted about them. I mean, I could eat beans for... I could actually eat beans for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, refried beans with a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can eat that for breakfast.
Cornbread.
Yeah. Refried beans and cornbread. Hell yeah.
Maybe beans.
Maybe beans are alright.
Navy beans are good in the morning.
I don't know if I would say navy beans for morning, but
Yeah, they're
lunchtime. Yeah.
Not as heavy.
So yeah, beans are good. Anyway, I keep on getting off track. That's what I love about doing these live videos. You guys bring some awesome content that just really brings a lot to my channel, and I love interacting with y'all. To me, it's just freaking awesome that you guys will spend, you know, a lot of time just, you know, chatting with me. That's just cool. Get another mentor. Oh, I'm at my mentor only. Dude, okay, some guy 150 hours with a mentor, only got 17 backs the entire time. Yeah, as the one guy just said, get another mentor. If you were on my truck, I promise you, you will do more than 17 backs in 48 hours. Your first day, you're gonna do almost 10 backs. Your first day. And I'm only gonna count like 5 of those backs. The other backs, you're just repeating more than once. Because I'm like, why not? I will take a 100-mile load and I will literally sit there forever, all day. You know, dispatch is like, hey, we got this 500-mile load for you. And I'm like, don't want it. You got a load that everybody hates? Yeah, I'll take it. I don't care where it goes. I want the load that has 0 miles, a gazillion backs that everybody don't like, including day cab guys, because it takes all damn day to do loads like that, and you lose money. But you know what? When I get a student, that's the kind of load I want, because I don't care how good you can drive straight. We will work on driving straight, but I want you to learn how to back, and I gotta break you. I gotta break you in the first few days from school training. And the best way I can teach you to do that, or the best way I've learned to break people, is by having them back a gazillion times. And as you guys see, or have seen, people that have been long time subscribers to my channel, I've seen that I've literally had students fly off my truck like they had rockets attached to their legs. They can't cut it. Hell, I had one guy, he didn't even last 12 hours, and that was counting sleeping for 10. He couldn't last for 12 hours, sleeping for 10 hours on the truck. The guy didn't want it back. he wanted me to do all his back, and I told him that's not going to happen. Slam, I am just doing some driving now. We've just been driving coast to coast for 3 weeks. Dude, I don't care. I don't care if you're driving coast to coast for fucking 8 months. I'll guarantee you this. If I was OTR, you'll still be doing more than 17 backs in a couple days. Because I'll sit there, I'll go find a Walmart, we'll go to a Swift terminal. I don't care. I will find a place that we will just sit there and back and back and back. Or we'll go into a truck stop that's empty. And I'll be like, oh, hey, look, this looks beautiful. Mac 22, reason for delay. Training a student. I will literally stop a OTR load if I have to. Do a Mac 22 and explain the reason why I just spent 5 hours at a truck stop training a student line work. And I'm telling you, once you learn in the line work, okay? Line work, curve, circles, triangles, all these things that make me sound like I'm a lunatic. I'm telling you, once it sinks into your head, you get to a back, and you'll literally park the trailer so many times in your head. It's not even funny, and he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, you know, when you get there, do you think the way they taught you in school, or no. You see things? I mean, how are you seeing things in your own words?
6 different ways to back in, and which way is going to be the best, or that I have to fight the least.
So, does blindsiding scare you with my techniques?
No.
Why?
Line work. You know where the back of the trailer is.
Exactly.
You don't need to see both sides. You only need one side.
Exactly. Yeah.
Blind side is blind side. Left side is left side.
And I showed him, you don't even need to see the whole trailer.
Nope.
You could actually only see the very corner of the trailer popping around your cab. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Your trailer is straight. Unless your trailer's bent, then you know what? You got bigger problems.
Yeah, you got a bigger problem.
You got a lot bigger problem than be able to get to a spot if your trailer has a big bend in the center. So if you can see a part of your trailer, you can literally work out where your entire trailer is. Because guess what? They're 53 foot long. It doesn't change. They don't get wider, they don't get shorter, and they don't get longer. And if they got shorter, you need to find out who just ran into the center of your trailer and cut it in half. Or don't park on top of the train track. That's another way your trailer can get shorter in an instant. If you don't do either of those two things, your trailer is going to stay the same length. Okay? So, when I'm teaching line work, I make everybody do it 12 to 9, then back, right? The 12, 9 o'clock, all that, we don't use it. We don't use it. Where your steering wheel is, forget about it. The steering wheel in the truck doesn't mean shit. And you're probably sitting there like, what the fuck do you mean it don't mean shit? That's how you turn the truck. Don't think about turning the truck. Drive the trailer. I'm not going to get into a whole video on this right now because I will literally blow y'all's mind. But it will take me forever, and this is not a good quality video. I need to get down, get into a truck, have my student drive it, and show you what I'm talking about. And you guys probably sit there and be like, holy crap, okay? The way I do it is very unique. Mark, the way I teach my students, yeah, you know, the way that it's been taught for years, turn left for the trailer to go right or steer into the problem. Students or new people, they don't know where the problem is. And I've noticed that when I'm sitting there and I'm watching somebody that's new and they're trying to figure out which way they need to turn, and part of the way I see things might be because I do have ADHD. For anyone who may not know, I do have ADHD that I don't medicate for, okay? It's not that bad that I have to medicate, but my mind thinks a lot, and I might oversee something. But when he started to see what I'm talking about, his backing literally changed overnight. You know, that last live video that I did with him, he fought that. And here's what's sad. He could have got it in the first time. He was just fighting himself the whole time, and he got frustrated. And when you get frustrated, when you're trying to back, and I tell my students this, when you're getting frustrated, pull your brake, get away from the driver's seat, get out, walk around for a minute, think about what you're doing. It seems easy to do, but you don't even realize that you're getting frustrated until it's already too late. Yeah. He got frustrated with himself, and he started to get, you know, mad. But then when you saw when he got out, and I kept on saying, hey, he was like, no, fuck that, I'm going to do it. And he got a different mindset, and he was able to work out the problem. Now, I feel, you know, really quite proud of myself, because up to Walmart and man, he slaps that thing in there like I can't even get out and walk to the front of the store before he has it parked there. I'm like, well, damn. So I just stay in the truck because me getting out of the truck takes longer than him parking most of the time. Sometimes it takes him a little bit longer. But in all honesty, not that much time. You know, he just goes a little bit slower to be sure of what he's doing, where I have a lot more time and experience. I could, you know, I literally full throttled that thing until just before I hit that door. And then I slow down, throw that thing in neutral, and I'm, you know, coasting that brake straight to that dock, and I could bump it so damn lightly he doesn't even realize I hit. Oh man, Mark, the tandem thing. All right, so I had one student. I don't know if he watches my videos or not, but he was not a subscriber of mine. I think I told this story once before, but it is so hilarious, it's worth me resharing. So, Mark, I had this guy. He told me he had zero idea how to adjust the tandem on a trailer. He fucked up. I was a family of 6 kids, and my sister also picked a very sarcastic type person. And so, yeah, okay. Our entire family, we're sarcastic assholes. Really big sarcastic assholes. And practical jokes. So when the guy was like, I have zero idea how to slide tandems, I had to have a little bit of fun. So I told him, all right, what you do is you push in the tractor brakes, but you leave the trailer brakes pushed in. So pull the tractor, push in the trailer. And you go back there, you pull the pin, and you grab onto the wheels, and you pull the wheels. So he's like, oh really? So he got his gloves on, he goes back there, he pulls the pin, he grabs on that wheel, and he gives it a real good pull. Like, it barely budges. I mean, he's like, man, this is gonna suck. I was like, yeah, just imagine how bad it would be if that trailer was loaded. It was an empty trailer. Anyway, the guy actually believed me. That's the way you were supposed to do it. And so he's actually giving like a really solid effort on it. And we were at a truck stop, okay? And this is what's hilarious. We're at a truck stop, and I'm teaching them how to slide tandems. And I guarantee you there's some trucker out there going, what the fuck are these two Swift drivers trying to do? Are they seriously trying to move the tandems by hand? I mean, duh. I had too much fun with that one, but I ended up telling him, after he gave like the second or third like heave on it, I was like, hey dude, that's no, stop. Because he was about to really put his back into it. Like he got down, he put his back up against it, and he's like ready to like push this like you're trying to push over a vending machine. All right, he was about to go like Hulk smash on this. I was like, no, don't do that. And I told him the joke. He just looked at me like he was kind of upset, but a little bit later on that day, he was laughing about it. He ended up telling some people in the school that he went to school with about it. And I thought it was freaking hilarious. I just wish I had my phone on me, because I would have recorded that, because y'all would have completely lost y'all's mind, it was worth every good laughing that I got from that. Pack as little as possible for training truck. Towels. If you're going to be with a mentor that's OTR, they got towels at the truck stops, okay? If you're going to be on a Walmart account dedicated like I am, okay, and that student right there, getting trained on a Walmart dedicated, they do not have towels. So you will have to bring your own towel. I would recommend pack one towel. If you're going to be on a Walmart dedicated or something where you're not going to be using truck stops, you're going to want to bring 2 towels. Because you're going to guesstimate that it might be a week to a week and a half before you're going to be able to wash your laundry. Okay, so you're going to want to try to space out your laundry a little bit. You know, jeans don't get dirty that much. You're going to want to bring more shirts. You're going to go through shirts a lot more than you will pants. Just an FYI. Bring cheap pair of underwear. That way you don't feel bad if you throw them away. I'm just being honest, okay? When you're a student, you can't just stop somewhere and do your laundry. You're at the whim of your mentor. So socks and underwear, buy the cheapest of cheap, and look them as disposable. If it gets to that point, get to a Walmart, buy some more, and just throw them out. Okay? It is a taxable expense. Write it off on your taxes. Honestly, move on. That and it could be quicker than trying to get them clean. Or you could use them to wash your outside windows, or if somebody was really being an asshole, stick your dirty underwear on their door handle. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a joke. Put Nutella on it first. I don't like Nutella. I would literally only be using Nutella, and if I have Nutella on my truck, it is for practical jokes only. Don't eat it. Yeah, I did not use clean silverware in it. Nutella is a joke object for me. Okay, Mark. So when it comes to math, the math is simple. The only thing you got to do is switch your 12-hour clock, you know, civilian time into military time. Once you convert into military time and you think in military, you know, not 3 p.m., you'll think 1400. Not 2 p.m., you'll think 1300. Okay, no, 1300 is one. Oh my God. See, I can't even convert it between the two. I literally just think military time when I'm at work. I don't even know what AM, PM is right now. I know it's nighttime, but what time it is, I don't know. I can tell you what it is in military time if I look at the time. But the reason why you want to use military time is because I'm just going to throw some numbers out there. It is 1400. You got to drive for 10 hours to make delivery at midnight. So if you leave at 1400, you make a delivery at midnight, and you need 10 hours to get there. Guess what? 14 plus 10 is 24. There you go. If you have 11 hours to get there and it's 10 o'clock, 1400, you need to make delivery at 9, you're 1 hour late. You need to do Mac 22. But you're actually going to be later than that. You got to look at, you know, your 30-minute break if you're on federal, this, that, and everything else. I'm just throwing quick numbers out there. If you're in Texas time and it's 10 o'clock and you're going to go to sleep for 8 hours because you're doing an 8-hour reset, not a 10-hour reset, which is legal in Texas only. You know that you're going to wake up at 1800. You can get a load that comes out at 1830. You have a 30-minute shower. Fucking bang that out. You know, simple, done. Okay? So if you're using military time, calculating out your driving is so much easier. All right? And then when you're looking at 100 miles, it's 2 hours. Okay? Or 50 miles an hour. So if you got 300 miles, it's 6 hours. You can get there sooner. Maybe. Sometimes not. You know, you got to think traffic, this, that, and everything else. So you average 50 miles an hour. If you're going to be doing just straight highway, non-stop straight highway, you could probably average 55 safely. Do not say, oh, I'll go 65. You'll be late every time. All right. So you're going to want to slow down your speed, calculate for more time, and if you get there sooner, perfect. Okay. As you get more and more experience on, the times it takes you to go from point A to point B, you can adjust those mathematical terms. But generally, I will look at 50 and 55 miles an hour. I'll look at where I'm going, what cities, what time, and then those are going to play the factor in my speed calculations. Okay. But the math part, seriously, don't even worry about that. Your mentor should teach you the math part. It is simple. A piece of paper, a pen, or just do it in your head as you get a little bit more experience. Doing it on paper for your recap, the best way is a little bit easier on paper, and do it in your head in a calculator. But I can talk about doing recaps, planning for recaps, and just overall maximizing recap hours. I could probably get that video up either before Thanksgiving or shortly after Thanksgiving, because that's not really a hard video. And I was actually going to talk with my brother-in-law some of the finer details of running recaps and planning for them. So yeah, I'll turn it to a video, kind of share that with y'all, and I'll get that going out. Okay, so here's how you do your fuel. You have 100-gallon tanks on each side. Each tank holds about 100 gallons. Say 100 gallons. Okay. The gallon of diesel weighs just below 7 pounds. Say 7 pounds. Okay. So you always add more weight, because better to plan to be right at weight than be underweight. So that means each tank is 700 pounds of fuel. That means you got 1,400 pounds of fuel on the truck if your fuel tanks are completely full. So if you are half empty and you're guesstimating that you have 100 gallons, you got 700 pounds of fuel. If you get a scale ticket and you only have 200 pounds of room, you can't add 100 gallons worth of fuel. You'll take that 200 pounds, remove a few gallons just for the hell of it, because why not? And that's how much fuel you put on. In all honesty, if you are like that, almost that overweight that you can't even put a full tank of fuel, which I have been that close before when I had to go to California, and instead of them reloading the trailer and all this other shit, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna run. Exactly why it worked, but it worked. And after I got out of California, I was able to fill my tanks up more. Not as much, but also in California, you really don't want to be overweight by any amount. A lot of other states will allow you to be 300-400 pounds overweight. Now, recommending that you run illegal? Absolutely not. Never run illegal. But if you're a few hundred pounds over, 99% DOT officers won't bother you for it. Now, your front weights, okay, or your axle weight, for your front is 12, 34, 34 for your drives in your trailer. Unless you have an APU. If you have a APU, an auxiliary power unit, which allows you to turn off the engine, run AC, heat, and electrical power, okay? It sits on the side of your frame over by where your side step would be. Chains. It's like a power box that sits right there. You can Google APU and see what I'm talking about, truck APU. If you have that, don't quote me, but I think you're allowed to be 800 pounds overweight, because they account for that as added weight, and you're allowed to go over your axle weights as long as you have that APU, because that APU does add weight. You got the fuel for that, you have coolant for that, you have a lot of stuff that goes with that. Don't quote me though. 800 might be wrong, but I know you can be over 12 and 34 if you have an APU. But other than that, 12, 34, 34 is where you want to be at. I do not have an APU on the truck. I kind of wish I did. But you know, Swift, I just idle my truck. My truck might not turn off the entire month that I'm out unless I go home. I mean, this truck literally does not turn off. So it's not really that much of a problem for me. Doing a load on the Qualcomm would be doing a load. Doing a load on the Qualcomm would be a great video. What do you mean doing a load? Or doing a video? Oh, doing a video on the Qualcomm. I can do that. The Qualcomm is really, you know, it's very simple to use. Students have a hard time using it. But yeah, I could do a video on that. Just kind of give you guys how a Swift Qualcomm works. Every other company, they might have different macros, they might have different setup or a different version. So I can show you how a Swift Qualcomm would work. We are in Austin, Texas right now. We are going to Kingsville, then Edinburgh, and then Elsa, Texas, and then we're going to go back to Temple. After Temple, we're going to go back up to DFW area, and then we're going to go home. So yeah. Mark, for some trucks that does work. You'll turn the truck off, put the gas pedal down, turn it back on. That works on the older Freightliners. Now, Swift does watch my videos, okay? So am I going to sit here and tell you how to bypass the anti-idles of Swift trucks? No, okay? There's a lot of people think that I'm an idiot and nobody at Swift knows that I make videos. No, you'd be surprised at how many, you know, Phoenix, Arizona, you know, the home terminal watches my videos. So does my terminal that I run out of. I don't know why. They all see me on a daily basis, but some of them like to watch my videos. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you. But let me talk about the idle shut-off thing, okay? He's probably at 9. He's going to be almost at 100 by the time we go home. Yeah. So the idle shut-off thing. If you are where it is cold, below 32, 34 or something degrees, the truck will idle. If it's above 68 degrees, the truck will idle. Zero problems, okay? So if it's between that cold temperature and that hot temperature, the truck will not idle unless you do a bypass on it, which you can get in trouble for. That's violating Swift's policy, okay? But here's what I will say on that. If you have a medical condition that requires you to have the truck to be running at all times, so you have AC and electrical power, then truck will remove that idle delay. If you have a pet animal on the truck, I've heard that Swift will remove that idle shut-off because you have an animal on the truck. I've heard that some mentors, you know, that are training students, and the truck is always, you know, moving for the most part. You know, Swift, you know, has removed the auto shut-off thing. On my truck, the auto shut-off is not functioning. So my truck will idle as long as I want it to. Now, I shut my truck off when I know I'm not going to need it, okay? Just because it does save on fuel. But my truck is very fuel efficient. It only burns a half gallon every hour. So it doesn't really add up that much. But you got to look at Swift where they got 26,000 trucks. 26,000, 28,000 trucks or something like that. Every truck idling for just 1 hour a day. That's, what, 15,000 gallons an hour? Yeah. You know, if every truck idles for 1 hour, it's 28, divide that by, 2.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a lot of fuel. All right? That's the whole reason for the auto shut-off. I wish they had the APUs, because there's some times where you really need to have power. When I was up in New York, because I was in my truck full time, okay? I didn't live in New York. I had a different truck. I had the Freightliner, as everybody knows. The auto shutoff was removed from the truck. And that is because your bunk heater will only last for 10 hours before your batteries are cooked. And then you can't even run the truck because the truck will turn off, so you can't even charge your batteries, and so your batteries are dead, and you might be in your truck for 34 hours trying to do a 34 hour. So I took that issue that I had, and I went to my terminal leader, and I was like, look, I'm in my truck for extended periods of time, for 34, or we're waiting for 38 degrees, 40 degrees. It is too cold for me to be able to get sound sleep that I would be safe to drive, okay? Always remember, safety is number one. If you cannot get safe sleep because you are either too hot or too cold, or there's something going on, one, you might need to talk to your doctor, because you might be having a problem going on that you can't regulate your own body temperature. But if it's 40 degrees outside, I don't care how much you're trying to regulate your body temperature. If you ain't got heat in that truck, and that truck's off, and you're sitting there for 20 hours, that truck is going to be deadly cold, okay? So if you're dealing with that situation, take it to your terminal leader. Let them know what's going on. Talk to your driver manager, okay? They have the power to do stuff, all right? The first time that you go to them, they might not, hear you. Just keep telling them it's a problem, and, hopefully somebody will get on it and take care of it. Volvos have always stayed. Oh, the new Volvos do? Oh, that's kind of nice. Mark, the MRE thing. Oh, sorry guys, I'm kind of scrolling up because I kind of want to try to keep some of these in order. Good luck there, Trucker Mike, on that new Volvo. And Mark, MREs, some people have them. I simply have a refrigerator. I go to Walmart literally 3 to 8 times a day. If I forgot something, which I did forget, how many times did I forget that fucking shampoo?
Easily.
I forgot to buy fucking shampoo like 8 times in a row. But you know what? I'm going to another Walmart. So, for me, getting to Walmart is simple. I just go to Walmart and I buy food. When I didn't do Walmart, I was OTR, I would have food on my truck for about 5 to 6 days. Every 5 to 6 days, you should be able to get to a Walmart, pick up some food, and keep rolling without any real major delays in running. Well, if your brother's wife happens to be on your truck, that would be a valid reason Mark. If your brother's wife is on your truck, that would be a valid reason to have that feature turned off so that the truck can idle, so that way the medical condition can be adequately taken care of. Andy, I am just going down the road, just having some fun. Hey, George, that is pretty funny, but yeah, that could be it. Menopause is one of those fun things. 8 days in a row or not, dude, I have no idea. You know what? It's a problem I don't have to worry about. Or at least not yet, anyways. I don't have a girlfriend. Hey, any single ladies out there looking for a hunk that has a good job, works hard, has plans in their future, is looking to buy some land, just bought a brand new car, and I got money in the bank. I don't know if any of that helps my ugliness. But any single ladies that are around my age, I am 24 years old per guy who thought I was 24 years old today. So I am 24, not 29. I am 24, 5 years younger. I am single and looking. So yeah. Andy, welcome to Swift. If you do join Swift, call Veronica. Her information is down below in the description. Just tell her that you came from YouTube. Give her my channel name and she will take care of you, answer any questions you got, give you all the options for any dedicated account, anything, okay? Veronica is not some of these recruiters that will force you into a career, or not a career, into a lane that you don't want to be in, okay? She's not going to say, oh, well, we only got this available. All right. Tell her what you want to do, and she will do the absolute best to find the best route for you, okay? There's been a lot of my YouTube guys have been calling Veronica that even are working for Swift already, and they're calling Veronica, and Veronica has been freaking awesome. So everybody, give Veronica a round of applause. She's been really quite great on that. So yeah. Mark, I bought a 2018 Mazda 6 Grand Touring, fully decked out, leather, heads-up display. I feel like a fighter pilot. And with that turbo engine, man, she'll get up and go really, really quick in Mazda. Yeah, we should talk. You know, like that was literally like a 30-second commercial. How much do you pay for a TV commercial? Yeah, right. I have 13 people actively watching this. Hopefully you guys are laughing. I'm trying to make some pretty good things. Oh, dude, somebody's saying that they got a Q system. You know what? Send her my page. Send her this video. That way she knows I actually make money. He's over here just, he's laughing his ass off. I don't know if you guys can hear, but he's just having a blast with it. But you know what? I will say this. Any girl that lives with my family or joins my family, God bless you. I will honestly feel bad for the day that you meet from my family. They don't hold back. And here's how I gauge my girlfriends. How long it takes before they want to run out of the house. The longer they stay, the better. Some girlfriends don't last that long. Yeah, well, my family has a habit of running people off. Ask my younger sister that. We ran off a lot of her ex-boyfriends. Yeah, like my brother just said, they kind of needed to go, but oh, okay, Andy. Yeah, if you want to be on my truck, I got somebody planned out for April. So if you want to get on after April, you're more than welcome to. Try to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or on here later. Just send me your phone number and then I'll copy that and delete it so that way your phone number's not out there. Just get me that number and then that way, you know, we can call, talk, get it kind of planned out. Or call Veronica, okay, and start the process with her, and she can send me your phone number as well, okay? So you can call Veronica, tell her to send your information to me, and it takes her seconds to do that. She already has my name and my number, like, I bet it's on a sticky note, like, okay, this asshole again. Anyway, no, not really. I was not talking about you guys being the asshole, just me. Because, I don't know, I call her a lot too. She's awesome. She's really awesome. Playing pranks, it's not so much as playing pranks, you know, with us. Mark, yeah, if that guy gets on for after April, 5th month, then yeah, you could be 6 month. yeah, just hit me up later, and we'll start planning that out. Okay. Let me make sure if he wants to get on or not, and then we'll go from there. It's not so much that my family will run off significant others or play pranks. It's more or less that our family is unique in a sense that we don't have a filter. We're very tight-knit. We're, you know, for brothers and sisters, I'm surprised that we all survived and we didn't kill each other somehow. I mean, we all did some really stupid shit while growing up. I mean, okay, my parents had, this is back when people would be doing stupid shit all the time. But anyway, so, and my mom was going to kill me for this one. And my dad's already dead, so he could only haunt me, right? Anyway, so my parents had a 1998 Lincoln Mark 8. It's a two-door car. Two-door. Like, uno, dos. Dresses as far as I can count in Mexican. But uno, dos. Or one, two. Not four, two. Unless you count the sunroof, that's three. That actually did become a door. Because the two doors actually broke, so the only way in and out of that car, when I owned it, because I ended up owning that car, the only way in and out of that car was actually the sunroof. I could have left the keys right there on the dash, and somebody would have literally tried to figure out how to get into the car and not even climb in through the sunroof. I mean, it was that bad, okay? But anyway, it had two doors. The reason why I keep saying two doors is because I want you to imagine how small this car is. My 6 siblings would all climb into the back seat. It's a 3-seat car. So all 6 of us would get back there. My older sister's boyfriend, which later became her husband, would be back there. And we would all just be like, all right, you go down there, your head goes here, somebody here, you lay right here, move over, I gotta put my seatbelt in. I mean, it was crazy, but we all fit in there. So that's just the way my family is. My Facebook is literally just my name, like it is on my YouTube page. So just look up stephan.harz, stephan.harz. It's very, very simple. It's straightforward. Although I'm thinking about doing a fan page to do like the car giveaway and stuff. And then also I'll be putting the sheet of what months are available. It's starting to get even more difficult for me to keep track without going to my sheet on the computer. Yeah, I saw that video too. My family did it better because we did it with a two-door car. So yeah, my family did it better than them African people. But anyway, so my family's just really, really tight-knit, and so yeah, it's just if somebody comes in and they're just looking for some booty, they just don't last, okay? But you know what? I know if I call on any one of my, and I have very few friends that are like that too. But, you know, it doesn't matter where you're at. My family will literally drop everything and go do something, okay? If it is, I need to go somewhere, it is, when do you need to get there? You know, that's just the way my family is. And I got a few friends that are like that. You know, we're just really close-knit. We are all going to get together for this Thanksgiving. There's going to be like 16, 18. I don't even know anymore. I don't even bother keeping count. Okay? I'm not going to be surprised if we're going to have like 30 pounds of turkey. And we have to buy potatoes by the sack. And there's going to be like very little left. I mean, it's every year it's crazy. Okay? That's just the way my family is. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, you know, there's gonna be some leftovers, Mark, but unfortunately, Not a whole lot. I mean, if we wanted leftovers, we would literally have to take the Walmart trailer to the house without unloading it. We might have some leftovers then. No, we would never do that with Walmart. But I mean, no, we would literally have to buy food by the pallet. I mean, we're literally cooking food in 3 houses the day before Thanksgiving. They've already started cooking. And we're using 3 stoves in 3 different houses just to get dinner to where it be done on Thanksgiving. I didn't know they already started. I guess we started a whole day sooner. Last year we started, it would be tomorrow.
When we started tomorrow?
Yeah.
Last year
we started yesterday, or tomorrow, and I guess this year we started today. I didn't know that. It's, you know, we're using his house, his stove, my house, my stove, or actually it was my parents' house. I started buying it. That's another whole story. Some of you guys know about my father's passing and a lot of the issues I went through. But anyway, moving on. I feel bad now. I'm thinking about my dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're using his house, my parents' house, and then my sister's house. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up using my brother's house at some point. I'm just trying to figure out who's going to cook the pies twice. It seems like every year we cook them, we put them back in the oven to keep them safe because everybody has pets, and we forget them that they're in the oven, and we turn on the oven and they get baked twice. They actually get a little brown. It's actually not a bad flavor. Not burnt. They just get a little toasted, which is interesting. Okay. We planned that. It's planned. It's all planned. Hey, take it easy there, George. All right, Ryan. Let me tell you a little story about when I did repo. Okay? We were not allowed to carry a weapon of any kind, period. Not a knife, not pepper spray, not a firearm, of course, not a baseball bat, nothing. But you know what I did carry? In both doors, in my toolbox, on the back of the truck, I literally bought it by the case, was wasp spray. Now, wasp spray, I did not buy that to defend myself. I bought that to kill the damn wasps that of the cars I was trying to repo. Now, I may or may not have wasp spray in my truck. But if I may or may not have wasp spray in my truck, it is not for self-defense. It is for wasps. But you know what? If some motherfucker is trying to break into my truck,
I'd actually think he's a wasp.
I am defending myself to the highest extent. I'm not, if somebody wants to get into a fight with me, okay, and they want to do a street fight, I will walk away. Somebody forces a fight on me, I carry a concealed firearm. I have a permit for it in the state of Texas. So if I'm not in my company truck, 99% of the time I am carrying my sidearm. I'm a very strong supporter of the Second Amendment right. I will defend myself to the highest level. Reason being, having a cop in my back pocket costs too damn much. 1, 2, they might consider that assault on a police officer if you try to put them in your back pocket. 3, I'm a kind of skinny. So if anyone's been on Facebook and has seen the neck guy, that's not me. Okay? I don't have a tattoo for a back on my neck. Okay? I'm not neck dude. So I'm sure if there is a fight, I walk away. I'm not going to get into a fight. But if I have to defend myself, I defend myself to the highest extent. So I have a knife on the truck that I use for cooking. It is not a weapon. It is a chef knife. I cook on my truck. I have a work knife that I use to get stickers and to cut cardboard, to cut plastic, to dig stuff out of my tires, because it has a lifetime warranty. Essie knives. You guys seen me. I rave about their knives, guys. They're freaking awesome knives. I don't even get $1 for advertising them. They're beautiful knives, guys. I carry an Essie knife with me all the time. As a matter of fact, look, it's right here. Essie. I love this thing. It is not a weapon. It is a work tool. But it is on my person 99% of the time. ESEE. Yeah. Best brand of knives. I absolutely love them. They're a little expensive. Cheaper than Spyderco. But here's the thing I love about Essie knives, guys. ESEE. If you want to take my knife, set it in a tree stump, and take a 50 cal and shoot it, I'm going to tell you I want the first shot. Because you know what? Essie, yeah, ESEE, you send the knife back to them and they will replace it. They literally have a no bullshit or fix it. You can modify the knife if you want to, you know, cut it down or change it or whatever. It doesn't matter. They warranty it. They will literally warranty their own stuff for whatever you do to their knife. So if you tell me, hey, Stephan, I want to take your knife and I want to cut it in half, I'm going to be like, great. I don't care. Because guess what? They're going to give me a brand new knife. Now, am I going to cut their knife in half and abuse their warranty? Absolutely not. It is an American-made knife. It is not made in China. It is made in America. It is an American company. I will support that 110%. I've bought their knives, and even when I had a knife that was damaged, my own fault, instead of, you know, using the warranty, I decided to buy another one because why not? I love their product that much. And I still have that knife. I bent it. You know, I was prying something and I bent it. And then when I went home, I took a hammer and I bent it the other way. And guess what? It didn't break. Looks kind of funny. It has a little bit of rust on it. I've abused it. It actually looks pretty straight too. Yeah. It don't look that bent, even though it slightly is. It's a great knife. And dude, I took a freaking hammer to the thing to bend it back out. So, and it took a whole lot. I'm talking about like it was like a 10-pound sledge. You know, a handheld sledge, but 10-pound sledge. But I was able to, you know, bend it out a little bit and get it back to very, very reasonably straight. Highly, 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 highly recommend that brand. Well, I love them. But you know what? Going back to having weapons on the truck. I do not have not one weapon on the truck. I have equipment and tools that I use, like a tire beater. It is not a nightstick. It is an item that I use to check the tire pressure. But you know what? If you are ever in a situation where you have to defend yourself, anything and everything is fair game. Okay? So, when I did repo, I had wasp spray. And I had a pocket knife that I would use for various reasons in my normal course of work. Hey, take it easy, Mark. Have a good one. So that's what I would say about having weapons. Okay. But yeah, that's the end of that topic. Andy, to get on with Swifty, sorry, I just saw that question. I was scrolling up the chat. To get on with the first thing to do, call and contact Veronica. Her information is down below. Talk with her, and she will spell it all out for you and help you, walk you through it. She is the best Swift recruiter. A lot of my students have, and other people from YouTube have started to use her, and she's been freaking fantastic. I'm telling you, Veronica is awesome. Oh, it is kind of late in the video, but I do want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody does have a good Thanksgiving. As you guys probably figured out earlier in my video, I am going to go home for Thanksgiving. So this is probably going to be the last video until I am home. I might make a quick video in between. I don't know. It's a possibility. Friday, I will be out at my pickup truck in Lancaster, Texas. We are hoping to have that truck, me and my brother-in-law are going to work on it. We're hoping to have that truck fixed and running. Another good bit of news is I sold the 2 semi-trailers I had. I'm going to be at those. I might actually take a video while I'm there. Actually, I will take my camera when I go home, because that would be the last time I will see those trailers. So I sold those. I lost money on them, but you know what? They got to go. So I'm going to get the truck fixed. Going to get those trailers sold. I might be picking up a cargo trailer that I can pull with my truck. So that way I can start working on those 2 cars that I have for giveaways for YouTube. So all of that will be coming up. That will probably be coming up next year, though, just so you guys know. Because this year is almost over, and it's kind of cold outside to be working on cars. But that whole deal will be going on. We're going to be working towards that. But I do kind of need to get a trailer so I can put tools in it and kind of have a place that I could work out of. If anyone lives in Temple, Texas, and would be okay with me using a part of their garage, message me. I might be willing to actually pay to have some garage storage that I can work on a car in the driveway or something. If that is a possibility, that'd be freaking fantastic. Okay, let me know. Reach out to me. I'm actually going to mention that a few times in my future videos. Or I might just do a storage unit. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to look into that. But I need to make a little where I can work and has some great content. East Tennessee. Well, that's a little far for me to go to try to work on a car there, Andy, but appreciate that. Yeah, Temple, Texas. If you got a space, freaking fantastic. But that's also why I'm saying if you can bring or go to my Patreon page. And I had somebody saying, oh, well, you make all this money, then why are you trying to ask for money on YouTube? Okay, I spend a lot of time making videos for you guys. That's 1. 2, I'm going to give away 2 cars. I'm going to fix them, so I'm spending my own money and my time to fix these cars and to help show you guys how to do it. And I have to buy a lot of equipment to... I've literally spent thousands between GoPros and the drone. I know I need to use the drone more, but I spend a lot of money. If you guys love the content I make and you guys can give $1 or more, that would be freaking awesome. I hate asking, but you know what? I do spend a lot of time making videos, making awesome content, and now I'm going to be giving stuff away. You know, entire vehicles completely for free. Now, I do want to stress, being a Patreon supporter will not give you a better chance to win. Everybody will have an equal chance to win. You are just supporting me and for the content that I make. Patreon is not tax deductible, unfortunately. Okay, it is literally a gift that you'd be giving to me once a month, okay? It's not per video, it's once a month. Because I do make a lot of videos. I didn't want people to pay for every video. So, you don't have to. If you do it, perfect. It's been there. No one has donated. I've had it for, quite a while now. It's up to you guys, okay? The more I make on my YouTube channel from you guys watching the ads or clicking on them or donating to my Patreon is going to allow me to do more stuff. And that could mean me taking a day off from work to do something, like work on a car and, get you guys some good content, okay? So that's the whole reason for the Patreon. With Swift, the CDL classes are completely free, okay? If you work for Swift for like 2 years, you don't pay a dime. If you work for Swift for 1 year, you don't pay a dime, okay? There's like they take out a small deduction, but after 2 years, they get that deduction back to you at the same rate, okay? So, Swift, if you're planning on staying at Swift, just go through the Swift school, get it over and done with. It's free, okay? If I'd known that I was going to stay at Swift as long as I did, I would have probably done it through the Swift school. Reason being, I paid to take the CDL test. I rented a truck. It was all said and done. The truck rental was $600. The test, and blah blah blah. I paid over $1,000. I could have got it all done for free. I could have just gone to Swift. It's like, look, I got my permit. I know how to drive. Test me. And they would have put me at the front of the line. And if I failed, they would have said, well, now you got to do the whole thing. And if I passed, great. I would have just got my license. Didn't know that's the way that worked. I didn't research into it. I didn't want to join Swift. If you go back to my earlier videos, I was not happy about joining Swift. Since I've been at Swift, though, I am absolutely happy I went with Swift. 110%. I have not worked for any other company, so take that for what it's worth. I've not worked for any other company. But you know what? Swift has always been there for me. I got fired. They hired me in the same day with the hours apart because safety wanted to fire me. My driver manager at the time was like, oh, hell no. He was like, no, like a Megan Trainor song. I love that shit. I use that one way too many times. Megan Trainor, you should hit me up. Let's go on a date. But you know what? I've had truck problems. Swift gave me a new truck. When this went wrong, Swift got me paid. When I had problems with my paycheck got all screwed up. Between Forest in Cleburne, Texas, and the Phoenix terminal. I don't know why I couldn't think of Phoenix, Arizona. But Phoenix, Arizona, and Forest out of Cleburne, Texas for the Walmart. They literally spent, it was like 2 weeks going back through weeks and weeks of my pay. And they found almost it was like $2,000 that for some reason the computer screwed up and didn't pay me. And I caught it and I was like, hey, I found $700 and I didn't get paid right. I only saw $700. They found $2,000 plus and paid me on it. Now, that was a rare glitch. I generally always get paid for everything I do. But you know what? You always just double check your own stuff. You know what? You're responsible for the paycheck you make. Mistakes happen. Computers screw up. The computer screwed up. But you know what? They went back through every week and they found every single error. And guess what? Even if they weren't sure if it was an error or not, they always cited on the caution. And if they weren't sure they owed me the money or not, guess what? They paid it to me anyway. And there's like 1 or 2 times I'm like, I think you're wrong on that one. I don't think you owe me anything for that day. But they're like, you know what? We don't care. We're going to pay you for it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So In that sense, I stand by Swift and somebody's having a bad day.
Yeah.
And that was a truck too.
Yeah.
But you know what? When it came to me having a problem, Swift never said, it's your problem, I'm not going to help you. Swift always turned around and said, what do we need to try to do? And it might be the way that I approach things. I say, hey, look, I have a problem. Can you help me? And they've always said, yes. What can we try to do? And I will sit there and explain it, and it will take a lot of time and fix it. And when my brother-in-law was getting hired on, the school wasn't correlating with the driver coordinator, and my brother-in-law everything got all screwed up when my brother-in-law was trying to join school. And the recruiter was terrible. Did not answer questions, was just overall kind of crappy. Well, that was right around the time that Veronica, took over full time and started taking care of my channel. He made one phone call to Veronica, and you know what? That one phone call, it all changed. Everything was taken care of instantly. Sometimes when you're talking to somebody at Swift, that person might not want to help you. Don't ever think you can't go to somebody else. And generally speaking, everybody that I've ever dealt with at Swift has always been fantastic. Now, like cops, are there bad apples? Of course there is. But it might not even be that they have a bad apple. Much like cops, everybody can have a bad day. So if they're having a bad day, either work related, or you got to give some people some leeway and some understanding. So even when things are not going right for me, like this week, I'll talk about that later. I'm currently taking it up with my terminal. Some things happen that shouldn't have. But you know what? I took it up with my terminal. And it doesn't. That's the only thing I gotta say. When and I address that problem, it is taken care of. It's fixed. And I really, really love that. I don't, even though it's a big corporation, I don't have to go through like 100 people to get something fixed. I only have to talk to maybe one, maybe two, and I'm shocked if I have to count 3 people. And when I'm getting to like 3 people, I'm calling Phoenix. And guess what? I call Phoenix, and it might be one phone call. I might talk to 2 or 3 people, but I will get somebody on the phone who will take care of my problem. Will be taken care of. That's another reason why I really appreciate Swift. But yeah, that's going to be the end on that. You can go back to my earlier videos where I was literally cursing out Swift. And kind of seeing all the different issues that I've had and Swift fixing them. And it really changed the way I looked at Swift. When I first came to Swift, I basically thought, trash company, forget it. I'm not going to stay here. I won't make any money. Like everybody says, you won't make money at Swift. Y'all are my subscribers. You guys know I make money here. I post my pay stubs here. The information you read online does not match what I've seen, okay? And I like where I'm at. That's why I stay at Swift. That's why I train at Swift. That's why I wear a shirt that says Swift on it, okay? I'm pretty happy about being here. Oh, that guy's in the ditch. I don't know how some people...
You thought that was next.
Driving a car, just I don't know if the car broke down and he was like, oh hey, there's a grass right here, and went right to the grass and just went free nilly or whatever, or what. But I seriously don't understand how some people just I don't understand how cars get where cars go sometimes. Yeah, you find some pretty weird ways where cars end up at. Andrew, or no, not Andrew, Andy, you asked me about CRST. I am not going to talk about any other company but Swift. I've not worked for any other company but Swift. I can't tell anyone about any other company but Swift. But here's why I can tell you about Swift. I've talked to drivers that worked at Swift, left Swift, went to XYZ company. If there's an XYZ company out there that is a trucking company, I will be shocked. Because I said King Kong, and come to find out there is a trucking company called King Kong Trucking. But if there's a company out there called XYZ, they went there, they worked there, they quit there, and they came back to Swift. For a multitude of reasons. From no freight to being jacked around, being given promises that were not following through, not liking that system, all kinds of stuff. Your best bet, in all honesty, is talk to drivers that work for that company, okay? Maybe not just YouTube guys, because I might be lying to you, okay? I might be telling you to join Swift so I get the $500 bonus. That bonus is nice, okay? But that is not the reason why I'm saying join Swift. And that's why I show my pay stubs, okay? I want you guys to trust me. But go to a truck stop, okay? Don't find somebody that just started at Swift and is bitching about Swift. Find somebody that's been working for Swift for over a year, okay? And ask them, what do you think about Swift? And you'll find that a lot of Swift drivers really do like working for Swift. There's some drivers that have been here for 20, 30 years. You know, Swift is I like working for Swift. It is a training company though, okay? So they do have a bit of a higher accident rate compared to maybe some other companies, but they also have a lot more trucks. So they're driving a lot more miles. But I like Swift. If I tell Swift I am tired and fatigued, that's not a problem. I go to bed. If it's not safe for me to drive because of weather, it's not a problem. I have the freedom at Swift to do what I want to do or what I feel is safe to do. And I really like that. Where I'm headed. So I'm going to Kingsville, then Edinburgh, and then Elsa. And then back to Temple, Texas. And then from Temple, we're going to go home. How is dedicated account? Dedicated account. I absolutely love it. I love dedicated account for the fact that I know where I'm going to go every day. Walmart. I know generally in what direction I'm going to go. South. Because that's the... Yeah. Anyway, you got the idea. I go south and I go to Walmart. I go to the same stores. I know what stores have what food. I know where really good sit-down restaurants are. I can really plan out my day to be exactly the way I want it. And the miles. I get the miles I want. Frank, if you need a CPAP, your truck will idle all night long, and you have to have a CPAP. If your doctor says you don't need a CPAP, then you don't need a CPAP. I mean, Swift goes with the doctor's recommendations. But when it comes to a dedicated account, I absolutely love that aspect of it. Here's what I don't like about dedicated account. You go down the same roads every day, which has the benefits of what I was talking about before, but has the downsides of you see the same stuff. And it can get quite tiring when you see the same thing. Road hypnosis is a lot more at risk because you're not like ooh and ah and seeing something different. You know, seeing new area, you're like, oh, it's the same thing. I've been here. That's something that you got to be careful about. Road hypnosis, it's a real problem. Even OTR, road hypnosis is an issue. But when you're OTR, you're seeing different things and you're doing different things. You're in different parts of the country. You're trying different parts of the food. I love OTR for that reason. But when it comes to pay or miles, you're going to get better miles on a dedicated account. And your paycheck is going to be very stable from week to week to week. My paycheck's not so stable because I have a student factor. But if you're solo or your team and you're teaming with the same person all the time, your paycheck is going to be very stable because you're going to be doing the same thing all the time. So you can get into a clockwork situation where you know what's up, and that's nice. OTR, it's a grab. You don't know what's going on until it happens. You seriously have no idea where you're going, what direction you're headed in, where you're going to sleep. You don't know. You don't know. But that's kind of fun too. You know, you might be in California one day, find yourself in New York, and then find yourself in Denver, Colorado, on top of a mountainside. Actually, it was Salt Lake. You know, I was in Salt Lake on a freaking mountainside, and it was beautiful. There was snow everywhere. I'm on a mountain. There's nothing around me. I think there's I think that video is on my Instagram. I don't think I actually put it on my YouTube page. If it's on my YouTube, it's quite old. But it was beautiful. Salt Lake was down below me. I'm sitting up onto this huge mountain, just did a delivery. And I literally have no words for that. You know, when you can go to sleep and be in a unique place like that, it is freaking awesome. The other thing that's really cool is when you are like in California or Florida or something, and you're right on top of the beach, and all you do is you just get out of your truck, take an Uber, or walk to the beach, and you're at the beach. You know, when you're OTR, you see things and you do things. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there. But you know what? OTR, I kind of miss it. I miss the not knowing where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be seeing. The parking thing, though, is unique in this. You have to play a game called Make a Spot. And I'm telling you, the Make a Spot game, you either got it or you don't got it. You got to be good at sitting there and looking at a spot and going, I can make a spot right there. And make a spot. And hope that nobody knocks on your window and tells you got to move. And if you, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm going to turn it over to my student. So, I had Andy. He's asking me about joining Swift, get his CDL permit, the whole 9 yards going through Swift. He says, the reason why I am thinking about this is because I work for Domino's. What would you say? Stay in Domino's Pizza, or would you tell him make the jump?
Make the jump, go to Swift.
Or trucking.
Trucking. Yeah, trucking, period. But even just going to Swift, you'll make more during training than you do at Domino's.
Explain and mind. Okay, everybody, training pay is different depending on when you got hired and where you are in your zip code. But Steve Michael, do you want to go ahead with your training pay?
Yeah. So I get, for my first 40 hours, I get $500. Everything after that, I get paid state minimum wage, which is like $7.75 an hour, up to 70 hours. So you're guaranteed at least $500 a week during your training. And And on top of that, if you go anything over 40 hours, you get paid for it. So it adds up pretty quick. It's not as good as what you make per mile, but...
On my truck, your first week, now, the first week, you didn't get a whole lot of driving time because we did a lot of backing stuff.
Yeah.
But first week, what was it? Do you remember?
428.
Okay.
No, that was the first week. That was the week I didn't even work.
Yeah.
I got paid 428 to sit at home. The first check I got here was after taxes, 550.
After tax?
Yeah.
All right. And then what was the second check? No, you only had the one check.
Yeah,
okay.
Just one check.
All right. So what he said, make the jump.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. You know what? Over here doing the trucking thing, you can really bank money. And if you don't own a house, if you have an apartment, okay, and you don't have kids or a wife, dump the apartment. You don't need it. Put it in storage.
Here's your apartment.
Go to, you know, go back to your parents' house. See if you can borrow a room there whenever you go home on a 34. Save your money, okay? Buy a house. Stop renting.
Yeah.
Buy a house. Pay that fucker off. In less than 10 years, you can pay that thing off. I'm telling you, you can go out and buy a $200,000 house and have it paid off within 10 years. Okay? You can go out and buy property. You can go buy a car. You can pay off your debts. You can save money and start your own business. Okay? I would say, if you do not have wife and kids and all that, trucking is so good for anybody. You can make serious money. Put yourself through online college if you want. Okay? Work towards a goal. Or save money and invest in a company. A small company. Whatever. Do something. Working at Domino's is a dead-end job. Okay? I made a promise to myself back when I was like 13, 14 years old. I worked for a snow cone machine. I still cannot eat a snow cone. I can still taste that flavor. Green apple was my favorite, by the way. But I can still taste it. I cannot eat a snow cone anymore. And if I do, it'll still be green apple. God, my videos bounce a lot, don't they? I hope you guys like that. Hey, yeah, stuff in my head. Anyway, but after I worked that job, I kind of sat down and I told myself 2 rules. And I've lived by these 2 rules my entire life. Okay? 1, I would never work in any other industry of something that I like to eat. So I will never work for a place where I like to eat. Because 1, I don't want to know the dark secrets that go on behind closed doors. Okay? I don't even want to remotely know. That pizza could hit that floor for all I care. You put it in my pizza box, you put a pretty little bow on it, I'm gonna eat that motherfucker. I don't even want to know that there's even a chance that pizza could hit that floor, because I might not eat it again. Okay? Don't tell me. Don't share me links. Don't tell me nothing. I ain't gonna read it. I might actually block you. I don't know. Okay? I'm serious on that shit. So I said I will never work a fast food or any restaurant ever in my life. If I ever do, it is only so I can learn how to cook that food. i.e., I'd only be there for maybe a week. And I tried to talk this one Chinese restaurant. I love eating this guy's food. It's fucking awesome. I tried to tell him, hey, I'll work for you for, 4 or 5 days. Just teach me how to cook it. And he laughs and he goes, no, he doesn't need anybody. I think he actually thought I was trying to get a full-time job. I was like, dude, I just want to be there for like 4 or 5 days. Teach me how to make some, authentic Chinese dishes. I can cook some Chinese, but not very good. I would love to learn how to cook Chinese better. But anyway, besides the point. I said I would never work for a food restaurant. unless it's just me learning. And the other rule I made for myself was I will never work a dead-end job. If there's not room for improvement or for rapid Texas Roadhouse is better not be closing. Better not be closing. I eat there too damn much.
Yeah,
I will donate too much money. They better not close. Anyway, I said I would never work at a dead-end job because, or that does not have rapid growth. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna say big box store. I'm not saying Walmart, because there's some people in Walmart, they do have rapid growth. I've never worked for Walmart directly, only as a trucker in the last few years. But I know somebody who's like 20 years old and is an assistant store manager. It's actually a store that we go to. 20-year-old assistant store fucking manager. Holy fucking shit. Oh, and she started working there when she was almost 19. So in 1 year, she went from a stalker to assistant store manager. That's a huge paying job. Some people grow very quickly in a corporation. But if I go and I get a job at a dollar store or a small mom and pop shop, okay, a small shop, okay, or a big box store, it doesn't matter, a store. If you are working, if I am working there and I don't see me moving into management, I'm leaving that job. I'm telling you, I'm leaving that job. I'm not going to work at minimum wage or even at $9 an hour. If I am making $9 an hour, I am leaving whatever job that is. I have never, other than the snow cone machine, never worked for less than $9 an hour. The lowest I've ever made per hour was when I worked for myself. And I made $0 per hour when I worked for myself when I started my company. That was the least I've ever been paid. But you know what? It was my money, my time, my business. I will drag my knuckles and balls across that concrete for my company. And I'm going to again. I'm dragging my balls right now to save as much money as I have right now to build my company. And that is how I'm going to make $16,000 gross at some point next year. I'm going to hit $16,000 in 1 month. Watch me. I'm going to do it. I've hit 11,000 this year. And my goal was 10. I hit above that in 1 month. I made 11,000. $11,200 and something change. Okay? I can hit my goals, guys. I'm telling you. Next year, I'm hitting 16,000. But you know what? If I am going to work for minimum wage, I am going to do it for myself. And I will work slave labor for zero money if it's building my own company. If I am working for anybody at minimum wage, it is literally not even a stepping stone. I am only working there long enough to buy myself a bus ticket to go somewhere else to get a better job. I will go across the country if I have to. That is what it takes. Now, can everybody do that? No. But you know what? If you're at a minimum wage job, if you're not happy with the money you're making, you got to be looking at what you can do to change it. And if you're making less than whatever dollar amount you want, I'm telling you, over here at Swift, you can make it. You can make $30+ an hour going 65 miles an hour down this road right now. I'm supposed to be in a sleeper, but I'm making a video and I'm sitting up front and I got my seatbelt on. Haha, see? I'm not even working. I am making, due to me being a mentor, I'm making 30 some odd dollars going down this highway right now. Sitting here on this phone, talking to y'all, I'm making that money. Plus I'm making money by making this video. You have to make goals in your life and reach for the stars, okay? And that is what my brother-in-law did. My brother-in-law was working for a company. He was making above $15 an hour. Well above $15 an hour. I think slightly above 20. But you know what? It doesn't matter. He was making less per week than what I'm making here at Swift. So you know what? He left a job that he was fairly well guaranteed because he decided to make and set a goal that was higher than what his past employer was able to provide. And if you are in a position where you can get into trucking and hit a goal that is higher than what your current, employer can provide, sometimes jumping in that cold pool that is cold sucks. But we all know once you get in that cold pool, it's not that cold anymore. It actually feels kind of good. And you kind of have fun. You sit in that pool for a while, and then you might get into jacuzzi, and it's great. Sometimes it's that initial jump. It's scary as fuck. And you want to know about scary as fuck? My brother-in-law had some cold ass fucking feet. He dragged his feet for a couple months. He kind of went back and forth on doing it, not doing it, I think. He didn't tell me that. But he kind of took his time to read the book. He watched my videos. He did a lot of reading, a lot of research. He did a lot of fact checking. Fact checking. And it was a scary move even for him. And for me, I'm telling you, it was a scary move for me too. Because I went from owning a company to being employed by somebody. But my company was failing for a multitude of reasons, guys. I went broke. Again, for a multitude of reasons. I don't want to go into some of those right now because they're very close to my heart. It's painful. But, you know what? I made the jump. I'm putting money in the bank. I'm out of debt. I'm buying property. I'm buying assets. My net value of what I can wheel and deal on a whim's notice right now is phenomenal. Okay? Like today, I was in the driver's seat. Made a phone call using my headset that I paid $200 for. The new Blue Parrot headset, guys, it's actually really awesome. I like it. Anyway, it's a lot lighter on the ear. The 450 is kind of heavy on the top part of the ear. The 550, it's not so heavy. It's a lot better design. But anyway, on the phone today, I made one or two phone calls, made a few things happen, and I made $2,000 today. Just today, I made $2,000 today. I'm not even going to put that on my Swift pay sheet. I'm just going to put that as another thing that's going to be talked about later. Today, I made $2,000 on top of $600. I almost had a $3,000 paycheck today. One day, $3,000. 3.5. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm not going to be making money by the hundreds. I'm going to start making it by the thousands. I got a few other things that I can sell. I got a few other things I can move. I probably have another $3,000 coming soon. I don't know. We will see. Okay? There's a lot of things I'm working on. There's a lot of things that are going to be changing. There's a lot of things that are going. There's a lot of things happening. Okay? So if you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to subscribe. Okay? And I'm going to be going into detail on all these things that I'm doing as they start to happen. But right now, the few things I got going on, I don't want to be real public about it because I'm making them happen first. Okay? So after Thanksgiving, we'll talk about it. But there's so much that you can do But you gotta get out of a dead-end job. Ah, crap, sorry about that. So, if your employer is not getting you to where you need to be, change employers. Alright? And in all honesty, if somebody came to me and they said, hey, I'll pay you $250,000, actually, you probably need to be a little bit more than $250,000 because I can make that myself here at Swift. Not solely on Swift, but with what I'm going to do and with Swift money and everything else, I should be at $250,000 next year is what I'm aiming for, guys, okay? I'm going to be over 200,000. But if I had somebody come and they were like, hey, we can offer you this, and it is a much higher level than where I'm at right now, I will guarantee you it will happen. Now, I'll give Swift the proper notices and everything else. But always look to improve your position in life. Either that be employer or maybe a different job at the employer you're at. If someone comes to me and they say, hey, we could give you in the office job, and it is this much better of a pay that you're at right now, I would take it in a heartbeat. Always try to advance your position in life. Simple. Okay? It doesn't sound simple. Well, it sounds really simple. It's hard to put in place. But when you have the ability to, take the jump. It can be scary. But you know what? Life can be real scary. It's worth the jump. And I think that might be a really good place to end the video on, don't you think? Yeah. Take the jump. So, unless anybody else has any last minute questions, I worked as a boner in a ham slaughterhouse. I am not. I could not eat ham, dude. That is also why I won't do something like that either. Somebody worked at a ham slaughterhouse and he can't eat ham. I can feel you that. Yeah. Now, on a mass slaughter scale, I probably would have a problem too. But I have no problem in going hunting. For me, mass slaughter and hunting, I think hunting is a better way of doing it. I mean, I do buy meat at the grocery store, but I don't know. I wish I could supplement my diet with more wild food. I think it's more humane. But you have to have farming. And Dave's, or Dopey Duck's family actually was a chicken farmer. I learned a lot about chicken farming when I was up with their family. So that was actually pretty cool. But anyway, I think that's definitely going to be the end of this video. You guys with me for almost 2 hours. That is just phenomenal. We're actually passing through San Antonio right now on our way to Kingsville. You all have been awesome. Thank you for all the great questions and adding to this great video content. I got some great videos talking with you guys that I'm going to try to get out. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, rate, subscribe. Patreon information is down below. If you do want to give $1, I'll be very thankful of that. See you guys again. And if I don't see y'all before Thanksgiving, happy gobble gobble. Oh, gobble gobble. Or if you have ham or whatever, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and enjoy family time. Later.